Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. We are still a few weeks away from the Downtown Knoxville Boat Show when they bring their boats up here for all of us. But boat show deals, well, you can already get those. All you have to do is drive down to Madisonville, Highway 411 North in Madisonville. Wait till this week when the roads close. You might not want to get down there today, but starting tomorrow when the roads are open and everything starts to melt, you can get down there. All kinds of boats, great deals. And if you pick a boat, buy a boat now, they'll hang on to it and store it until spring for you. There is no better place to buy a boat than Madisonville Marine. And here we go, finally. These guys have been waiting. They beat the ice. They've been sitting over there waiting. For all of our NASCAR fans out there, this is our NASCAR hour. Sterling Marlin is with us. Sterling Hinton, VFL. Marlon Walls, VFL. Gentlemen, thank you for being here.
Glad to be here, John P.
I appreciate it. And go ahead and let's go ahead and put the poll up there just for a second. Go ahead and keep voting. Right now, boy, it is a resounding on the dislike side. 47% of you say you dislike all the changes coming about with NIL transfer portal. 31% of you say you hate all the changes. So that's 78% of you say you don't like this stuff. 6% say love it. 16% say like them. 6% was probably Sterling getting in there while he was offset, but go ahead.
It's the current players.
That's right. Those are the guys that are watching. So get in there, use your smartphone, get that QR code, and click that, and tell us how you feel about this stuff. We're going to cover that topic a little later. First, I want to ask these guys about weaponry. We've already said, well, weapons are going to be better in 2024. Okay, is that a guarantee? Let's take a look. Let's compare last year's offensive weaponry, 2023, that's on the left, to 2024 on the right. Now, the guys in orange are the guys who are back. They may be in a different role, but they're back. Quarterback, you go from Joe Milton to Nico Iamaleava. Running back was Wright, Small, and Sampson. This year, Sampson, Selden, and probably a battle between Khalifa Keith, Deshaun Bishop, somebody else going to be in there. Peyton Lewis. So, okay. So we don't know who that's going to be. Tight end, it was McAllen Castles and Jacob Warren for the most part last year. This year, Holden Stays coming in from Notre Dame, and then you would have thought it would be Ethan Davis, but they go out and get Kitzelman from Alabama to transfer in, so questionable who'll be the number 2 tight end. I think they'd like it to be Davis. Wide receivers, you got Brew McCoy coming back. Squirrel White is back. Dante Thornton is back. You lose Ramel Keaton, you replace him with Chris Brazell from Tulane. Nimrod and Webb are back, and then you've also added guys like Mike Matthews, who's a 5-star, who was the MVP of the Polynesian Bowl in Hawaii this week. Yeah. So you've got some other freshmen who are hot shots who could get in there. I temper that because Josh Heupel usually plays a pretty small rotation at receiver and doesn't seem to like to play freshmen a whole lot. Sterling and Marlon. I'll start with Marlon. Do you feel 2024 is an automatic upgrade with these skill positions?
I do, because you had Brew McCoy that was hurt most of the year. You're going to have him back healthy. But then also you've got Nimrod and those guys that got a year up under their belt. And then also I'm counting on Dante Thornton. I've seen a receiver go through this system, not have a great year, turn around and have an awesome year. I don't know if it'll be at Jalen Hyatt's level. I apologize. But I do think he's going to be better just because he's with a quarterback that likes to improvise. So I would say our weapons are better. But at the running back position, obviously you're counting on a lot with Dylan Sampson. We haven't seen him in that role as an every down back. I say we lose there, but I think at the receiver spot, I think still we do a great job of upgrading.
And I agree. And I said nothing's guaranteed, though. I know how things happen on offense, but the fact that you have more experience, and now they got a leader like Brew coming back to show them what's going on out there. And then they all got on-hand experience inside the game. You're not going to have guys out there missing the read on the coverage and running the wrong route. That's, now you can expect the person to be there and ready to deliver a pass. And Nico's got a whole year underneath his belt inside watching Joe do his thing. So you got a lot of leadership that has happened, and a lot of the students are going to take the field with more experience. I like the opportunity it's going to have for the offense this year.
You're over there. You need to make sure that Dante Thornton's going through that Jalen Hyatt
off-season
workout plan.
On the jug
that jug's gun, that's right.
We're going to make that happen.
Now, one thing, we're not talking about the offensive line there, which obviously is going to impact anything you do.
Right.
So let's take that out of it. I meant to say that earlier. But in terms of the weaponry, is that an automatic upgrade? These guys say it's an upgrade. Is it an automatic upgrade?
I can't say automatic yet. There are 2 position groups I feel confident. I feel confident in starting quarterback transition to 2024, Nico taking over. And I think receiver will be better. Is it to the level it needs to be? That also still has to be proven. I guess that's the case with all of these, right? But running back, that's a big ask to replace Jalen Wright.
Yeah.
I like the talent that's in place to do it. I'm not ready to say it's an automatic upgrade. Tight end is a question for me as well. There's also talent there. Ethan Davis was a well-thought-of guy, has a nice skill set. We just haven't seen him yet. So 2 position groups, I will say automatic. It's in between if we count all 4.
You know, I can't go automatic either, and I'm kind of a prove-it-to-me sort of guy with this stuff. I look at it, I'm also a guy that usually says a year makes you better. Now, I've been often wrong about
Not always,
that. I go
yeah.
back to all offensive lines for
Yeah.
many years ago. Man, they're back. They'll be better. No, they weren't. But I think the experience should make them better. And as Sterling said, you've had Nico in the system for a year. So I think he'll be a quicker decision maker, which may make these guys look better.
Yep.
But I just can't go right now, oh, automatically, yeah, sure, we're getting better.
Is he going? That's the thing. He is going to be. I think a lot of people are counting on him to carry more of the difference. If there's going to be a difference and improvement, most of it's going to go through him. And I see where that's possible because you saw in the bowl game, he's putting the ball where receivers could catch it and move with it. They're not having to. Now, I'm not saying he'll never hit somebody in the hip or throw one behind. He will, throw one high or low, whatever. That happens. But he didn't do a lot of it. Not as much as we'd seen from Milton. So your guys are able to, they're more in position to make plays. Instead of having to reach back and get hit, they're able to catch it in stride and maybe get another 10, 15 yards. That changes everything. Also, he can keep plays alive. You touched on it. The fact that he's a guy that's going to be able to do a little bit more of the improvising like Hendon Hooker did. How many of those receivers came open because Hooker was able to stretch a play a little bit longer? So I think like a lot of it rides on him. And I don't want to put too much on it. It's not guaranteed. I still think Nico will be better in 2025 than he probably will be this year in 2024. But I do think the ability for him to lift all boats is there.
Well, I like it because maybe just in 2024 we score 50 points in offense. 2025 we score 100. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
What have you seen from Nico, though? And we haven't talked to you since the Citrus Bowl. Your thought about his performance?
He's got a lot of natural stuff, John P. He's got a lot of natural stuff that you see out of a quarterback you can't coach. So if you can coach that natural progression and those instincts that he has, and those things come together as an offense, I mean, we'll be tough to stop.
Real quick, if I could, if you think about from the receiver group, when you look at Joe Milton last year, probably the conversation in the receiver room is, hey, look, you better be wide open or he may not hit you. With Nico, it's going to be, hey, this guy's going to improvise. So, if you're not getting the ball, hey, that's on you. So I think you're going to see a lot of uplifting in the receiver room. They're going to be excited to play with a guy like Nico. And now they're going to take a little bit more ownership of heart. I mean, you talked about the jug machine last year. I think those guys are going to be getting that in because they understand the opportunity that's in front of them with a guy like Nico.
Very good, very good. When we come back, I want to get into some of this madness. And thank you. I need to tease this poll more often because when I do, everybody starts clicking. And then when I don't, it just kind of sits there. Thank you for playing along. We're now 44% say you dislike the changes, 34% say you hate them. Let's talk about these changes. The Department of Justice is getting involved with the NCAA, and that's something you always like to hear. Alabama is losing 1 million people. We'll tell you about Tennessee guys who've left but didn't stay where they went to, and now they're going somewhere else. The chaos that is college sports right now. Come on back on the Sports Source.